Good morning, good morning. You guys. You guys got flies. Hey, welcome. Well, there's 4 of you, and you're all about the same size, but are you the guys that were born like March 1st or whatever? Seem a little small for that. I mean, that would be great, but it's hard to say. Generally, hyraxes don't survive beyond. A lot of times, a group of hyraxes is called a. Well, if they live on your metal roof, they might be called an annoyance because they do wake you up in the morning by hopping around on a metal roof. But no, I don't know. It's probably a clan or a colony or I don't know. We should make up a name. A fuzz buttery of Hyrax. Maybe an adorbs. A group of Hyrax is called a fang. That'd be fun. A Pokemon. Whoa, this camera's good. Wish I could hold it more still. Where are the rest of you? Oh, there's one. Check this out. One little face in the dark. Unfortunately, with Facebook Live or YouTube Live, you can't. Yeah, in a Wawa. That's probably it. With YouTube Live, you can't like control the focus of the light by pressing on the screen like you can when you're recording a video. Normally, I can just press in the dark spot and you can see what's in there. But in YouTube Live, you can't. You guys are kind of motionless. That's the really interesting thing about collecting Hyrax videos and pictures, is that the great thing about them is that their incredible capacity to climb and jump down and jump up, but it happens in such an instant that you don't generally get a video or picture of it. And the rest of the time, it's just them like being freaking potatoes. It's like a sack of fuzzy, adorable potatoes. And yes, that is what they do 90% of the day, is just do this. But in that other 10%, they're astounding. How would Cape Hyraxes compare to these type of Hyraxes? I don't know what a Cape Hyrax is. I really don't. This is technically a rock hyrax, but it's a subspecies called the bush hyrax. It's the yellow spotted rock hyrax because they do have sort of yellowish, and if you get real close, their guard hairs sort of make these spots, but it does depend on the light and the temperature whether you see the spots or not. They do look suspicious, except that they don't actually accomplish anything. So their looks are a little deceiving because they look like they're sus, but like they never actually, do anything sus. So why is it that the focus changes? Okay, there we go. Yeah, they're super cute, and I just want them to do something. It would be so cool if people could see like exactly how incredible they are. But most of the time, you just see them like Bleh. I read a scientific article one time, that said their behavior is characterized by inactivity. So it was like, yeah, that's probably pretty close to accurate. Inactivity is pretty common. But man, they can climb just about anything. But see, when I first moved here, it seemed like it was slightly easier for them to get on the roof. So they'd hop up the tree, they'd go up there, and then they'd jump onto the roof. And then they keep warm up here, and then as it's warmed up or they felt some sort of threat, they would jump from up there down there, which is above my bedroom. And it sounded like explosions. And so they drove me crazy because they would do that first thing in the morning and they woke me up. I just thought they were terrible creatures when I first met them. But as I got to know them, I found out they're the best. They're not a common pet. Here in Kenya, it's really, really frowned upon to have wildlife. There's really strict wildlife rules. And I don't know that anyone actually cares about these rules, except that when a somewhat authoritarian government makes a law, it's a good way to get money out of people when they break it. Not that anyone cares, they could just fine them. So no one keeps them as pets intentionally, but there are neighborhoods here where the Hyraxes live amongst like upper class and middle class housing in really beautiful areas where the rich people live. And those Hyraxes, once they're amongst people, are very susceptible to dogs. And so and occasionally Hyraxes are abandoned, or maybe a dog either grabs a kid, a baby Hyrax, or kills a mother, and you end up with orphans. And so there's a collection of families that I know that will take these Hyrax babies and, hey, buddy, and they will care for them. And so I would not say it's common at all. There's probably like 5 of us that we know. But if people do get a baby Hyrax, they don't tell anyone because the law forbids it. That also, but they're just great. I mean, if you bring them into the house, they end up being really great. Now, the one lady I know who had like 3 of them or more, she raised them with her kids and her animals. I know one lady who will actually introduce the baby Hyrax to the dog, and the dog will get to know it, and the dog won't attack it. Like, it's a really good dog. And so anyway, all that to say, the lady who had them, who has a bunch of them, she recently decided that it wasn't the best thing to have them inside, and so she created an opening in the house where they could come and go without any issue. And one of them left, and it would come back and visit once in a while. One of them literally comes and goes like daily. It just does its own thing like a cat. And one of them just hangs out in the house, doesn't really feel like going out. And so, that's 3 different sort of behaviors from our 3 Hyrax. But I guess one of them is about to have a baby, and they've had it in the family for years and years. Those are tree Hyraxes. People around here really hate the tree Hyraxes because they never see them because they're nocturnal. And they also, they scream at night a lot. I think they talk more than our bush Hyraxes do. And it just sounds like blood-curdling screams. And so neighbors, guests, are just so perturbed by this constant screaming at night that they actually really dislike tree Hyraxes. Like, people are like, oh, I hate those things. I have a neighbor way over there on the other side of the ridge that hates them. But the other reason they hate them is because once they start pooping somewhere, they really don't stop. And so that makes for a pretty uncomfortable situation if they pick a bad spot to poop for the humans. I have a bunch of photos and video. Oh, hey, buddy, he popped out. There you are, you fuzzy little sweet potato. When I first moved here, they pooped under there, which is like right above my kitchen. And I pulled out like 17 wheelbarrow loads of poop. And it was really bad, really, 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 really bad. It smelled like ammonia all the time because these guys just wouldn't stop pooping in the same spot. But once I cleaned it up, I put up a black plastic sheeting, and they ended up moving their poop spot. That was great. Yeah, Hyrax is a spirit animal. Thank you, Leo. Definitely, man. Like lazy and cute. Is that what you are? Is that your spirit? Lazy and cute? Because that's not bad. I mean, that's two. One of them's good for you. One of them's good for everybody else. Being lazy is good for you, and being cute is great for people who have to stare at you. So that's not bad for a spirit animal. How many Hyrax in the family? Hard to say. They come and go. The thing is, like, only like half of Hyraxes make it to past 6 months. They just, everybody eats them. I always wondered how they would be as pets. Difficult to take care of. Well, I mean, they've never been. Yeah, there should be. The first 6 months, the first 4 months is like you don't know if you're gonna kill it. It's so sensitive. And the thing is if you have a baby one, obviously that's always better to raise a baby than anything else. But like, you can't. You have to get bacteria into their stomach from like the mother or just from an adult Hyrax's poop. So like me, I had to run around this property and try to find Hyrax poop, which of course isn't hard, and then mix it into her food when she was like 4 months or 1 month old, 4 weeks old. If you can't do that, they can't digest things properly. You know, that's a very sensitive system. And although they do have a very sensitive system, once the system's going, they can eat more leaves than most other mammals in terms of like toxicity levels. Like they have a pretty wide variety of leaves they can get. Oh, you just learned about them? Oh, and that's amazing because I didn't learn about them until I moved into this place. They really are just the best. Because I've had a baby one live in my house and I got to know its behavior. But it was so healthy. I'll never know why she died. That's the saddest thing of my life. Like I think about her all the time. And having this account does not help me at all because I have to think about her all the time. You know, I had her for 16 months and it was just me and her. And it was the best experience. And I took her to the vet for like an autopsy or whatever, and he was like, I don't know, man. She looks like she was thriving. There's no indication as to why she died. But they do have heart troubles. Generally, I think that's a thing. And she died like clearly in her happiest napping spot in a very comfortable position. Like she died in her sleep. So that's like I guess the best case scenario. But man, it just broke my heart. But anyone I know who's had one, they say like, "Hey, careful, they die." I don't know why those Japanese guys that keep them in cages or keep them so long, how they're so big and healthy. Like it looks like they're feeding them kind of crap. But they probably could be pretty hardy. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, living in a house, they're obsessed with like the smells of like toothpaste and mouthwash and that kind of stuff. I mean, they're gonna get into chemicals. So you have to kind of solidify the house. I mean, there's a small part of me that thinks that I dropped a baby aspirin, and it's probably sugar coated. I think that might have been it. Maybe she got and that changes people's. It's a blood thinner, so if they have heart troubles already, that could have been it. I don't know if they need to be vaccinated because they can't control their temperatures very well. I don't think they're a great host for parasites. I mean, but I don't know. Do you? I don't know if you have to vaccinate a Hyrax. Not here. They're probably fine here, but domestication would be interesting. I don't know of any new animals being domesticated these days, but if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be the Japanese. The story of like diseases that came in from, I think, groundhogs or prairie dogs that were taken by the Japanese, raised there, and then sent back to the US pet market. That caused like some crazy disease in America at one point. I can't remember which one it was, but look that up. I mean, bad things can happen if you try to domesticate something and spin it around the world. But you know what? I have this feeling that like, yeah, they're super smart, like weirdly emotional and smart. But I feel like from the stories I've heard and all the videos I've seen online, that most animals, if you do not keep them in a cage or on a rope, their personalities sort of blossom. And although a Hyrax does have some pretty cool characteristics, not eating meat, that's great. Better than a cat, better than a dog, way less stinky. And then not having claws, so they don't like screw things up, don't mess up your furniture. Having perfect pooping habits is amazing. So those three things do make them incredible pets. And the fact that they're extremely curious, inquisitive, and they're talkative. I don't know that all of them are talkative, but I know that Squiggy, I mean, I couldn't call her and she would come. That's not a thing I could do. But I could, but if I called her, she would respond. So if I said Squiggy, she'd just squeak, squeak, squeak. So it was like Marco Polo. I always knew where she was in the house by calling her name. This does not mean she would come to me, like never. In fact, it just wasn't a thing. Like I couldn't just like have Squiggy in my arms when I wanted. But the good news is she mostly wanted it on her own terms, and then she did a lot. She liked to be cuddled a lot. But if she didn't feel like it, there's no catching these little things. I mean, they're gonna run around the house like crazy. So, yeah, I know. I can't necessarily beat myself up about like Squeaky not making it, but you know, I do feel responsible. I was her caretaker. It was incredible how she came to me. Like I definitely did not want an animal. But after like maybe 2 months, I was like, all right, I love this thing. This one's hilarious. Look at this little paws. Look at you little adorable little turd. The thing about it is they do look so smiley, but not from the side view. The side view, they look, I think the word is like nonplussed. They look like dissatisfied, like sort of like, oh, whatever. And then this is like, hi, whatever, hi, I love life. Oh, now I love life too. Whatever. Like it just depends on the view of see, yeah. Now it's like whatever. And then when she looks back, it looks like smiles. Squiggy passed during COVID-19. I was so stoked because I was like, hey, kiddo, I have to quarantine all the time. Everyone has to stay at home, so I'm going to be home all the time. And she was like, yeah, that's awesome. And then she died. So that was probably, I think I got her in February of 2019, and she passed in like July of 2020. Just I know it was 16 months. It was just the worst, man. You know, because she insisted on sleeping with me. She would never even jump on my bed at all, zero, until I went to bed. And then she would like, squeak, 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 let me up. And I'd open up the mosquito net, and she would jump in, jump on the bed, come up to my face, but not to say hi or anything, but just to like get under the covers. And then she'd walk down to my ankles, and she'd sleep on my ankles all night long. And she wouldn't move until I got out of bed every night. And that was like the craziest thing. Like I have this little ankle warmer. I was terrified I would squish her in her sleep when she was a baby. Yeah, Hyraxes definitely bite humans. I mean, Hyraxes that are afraid, whew, dude, they're not interested in like running towards you to bite you. I have had one run towards me to bite me one time. These guys abandoned a sick baby. And so that sick baby like wanted to nurse so badly, and none of the moms would let her nurse. So she'd be running around trying to get a nipple, and they would chase her off. And it was like so sad to watch, heartbreaking. So I was like, oh, I gotta take care of this thing. So I grabbed it, but then it cried for help, and then the mothers would come attack me. I was like, but then as soon as they got her, they would ignore her and not feed her. And so it was like this instinct thing of like, we can't take care of the sick, and hey, don't touch my unhappy baby. And so yeah, it tried to bite me. Squeaky bit me by accident a couple times. Just like she got surprised, and she put 2 holes in my nose once because she was by the window trying to talk to some baboons, and I came up behind her. I was like, "Hey, Squig," and she just turned real fast and snapped, and then she just like, "Oh, sorry," and kind of licked me. That hurt. I've heard that they take them to the vet, and they took a portion of a veterinarian's finger off one time. Because yeah, I mean, if they know you and love you, they're cool. But otherwise, they attack when they're cornered. As far as I know, they only attack or bite someone when they're cornered, or like when they're protecting their young. Otherwise, the fights are pretty much internal. They don't really. Their thing is not to fight. The thing is to run away, and they can run. They can run really far because they can climb anything. Yeah, so, yeah, these are all older videos that I have of Squiggy herself. I mean, I'm taking new videos all the time of these guys, but yeah, the Squiggy stuff is all, I just didn't know what to do with it. I've had the account since I got her, like 2019, and no one cared. I had 300 followers that were like my friends who just loved to see pictures of Squiggy. And then in March of this year, all of a sudden, all you people showed up. And now there's like 37,000 people looking at the account. And I still have more pictures of Squiggy. I mean, I took pictures and videos of her every day. So, yeah. Hello, studio off. I'm glad you guys are here. So does it sound okay? I finally got this new phone. My other phone always sounded bad. The video was always bad. Can someone tell me about the video and audio quality of this? Hey, what are you doing, you weird worm? Look at that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Slow. These are all the kids. Where are the adults? Jeez. No adults around? The sound quality's good? Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I got the HyPhone ProRax. HyPhone ProRax, that's what I'm calling it. Just for this occasion. Like, I've had an XR until now, so it's like 5 years old, and it was killing me. And so I made the investment, and we'll see if it pays off, because this is, I can't afford a HyPhone ProRax. HyPhone 16 ProRax. Yeah, totally. I'm very fancy. But it's been 5 years since I've had a phone, and I was really disappointed that I couldn't do good video with it, and the battery, of course, died all the time, so. Oh, no, these are not that huge. These are the size of a kitten. Yeah, I would say like this big. I have huge hands though. Yeah, these guys are pretty small. I need a banana for scale. Hey guys, you want a banana? I've never fed them domestic food. So a bush Hyrax, like at its maximum, could be like the size of like an American football. It could probably be yeah, maybe the same mass, or not, I don't know, whatever, but like, yeah. Not exactly shaped like that, but pretty close. But yeah, a big one. They can be the size of a football. But no, these guys are little. They're not too little. I mean, they're 6 months now. Hey, that's some good action. Look at you. There you go. Dance around, do something. You boring little fuzz muffins. Where is everybody else? If I could find there's one mother here that really is comfortable with me. I think oh, look at that. There's one. I wish it would change the lighting. There's your little face. You watching me watch them? Is that what's going on? I could try to feed one. It's hard to resist, dude. Resisting all this cuteness is impossible. Like, I just want to freaking hold them all the time. It's like, guys, I'm warm. Just come sit on me. Because they're clean. They do not smell bad. They're not going to poop on you. They're not going to pee on you. They, in fact, you guys want to take a little tour? This is actually my toilet right here, like inside here. That's my indoor toilet. There's a peacock going off. But this house, when it was originally built, didn't have a toilet. So they built like these outdoor toilets. Like that's a bottle house with a toilet inside, and then that's my shower right here. But these little dudes, once I moved their poop spot from there, they started, yeah, I'm sure they get fleas or ticks, but again, because they have their body temperature is not like well regulated, I hear they're not a great host for parasites. So like that's not, oh, you see, look at that. I just barely moved and they ran away. Anyway, now they poop right here, right next to my toilet, and it's not so bad. That's a lot. But check this out. They poop in the toilet, in my outdoor toilet, which is insane. So this is like a handmade outdoor toilet, but they sit on it. They sit the wrong way, and so they poop down the back side of it. Instead of sitting like in the front and pooping into the bowl, they sit on the back and they poop down the back. And so it's kind of hilarious. But like, if all the places to poop, hey, why not use the toilet even if you're too dumb to do it properly? So they jump through this little window here from the roof. They jump here one at a time. One of them sits and watches, and one of them comes here and then jumps down and then poops there and then leaves, and they take turns back and forth, and they all just do that, which is insane behavior for a wild animal to use a domestic toilet. But they do. Hey guys, look at them. They're back checking me out. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. I don't know if they're gonna figure out the toilet thing. I'm sure I could train them. I don't like them using it because I do feel like they, if one of them fell, there's no getting out. They would just they would die in a pit of poop. And I'm not always around. I wouldn't necessarily notice because I don't use the outdoor loo very often. So it's kind of freaks me out that they use it. Hey, number 4. All right, let me see if I can feed one of the adults, because these guys are just like, it's like a little kindergarten here, just chilling out with no adults around. Yeah, the wall of the pit is not regular. Like it doesn't go straight up. The wall is such that it's impossible. I used to keep a stick inside there, just in case they did fall, they could climb up the stick. But they've never fallen, never ever. I mean, not since I've lived here. Okay, let me see if I can find a cool leaf that maybe an adult Hyrax would want to eat, and I can feed it on camera. It's beautiful today. Looks like there might be some rain. I'm really fortunate to have this spot. All right, anybody here? Nobody here? I'll bet there is though. Let me grab, there's one particular one that they like more than others. And it's this one here. It's really, really spiky, so it hurts to pick. Ow, son of a, damn it. And even though it has spikes on it that really hurt and tear my skin, they chew it up. They have no problem. All right, anybody here? I see a fuzzbutt. There's one. There's a fuzzbutt. Are you friend or foe? Oh, and there's one way back there. Okay, there's a few. So whichever one doesn't run is the one that likes me. Or not that they dislike me, one of them's just comfortable. All right, I see you guys. Anybody want a snack? I think the mom that likes me, she's really big right now, like she's pregnant again. Oh, no, they're running away. Come on, hang around. Who's gonna hang around? There's another one there. Oh, you look inquisitive. Do you wanna come over? It used to be all of them liked me. It was great. Oops, just dropped my leaf. I'm not even wearing clothes. Up. Darn it. There's a butthole. Hyrax butthole. All right. Where's... No, she's gone. All right. Where are you? Oh, there's one that's just chilling. Sorry, guys. This is not good. Let me find one chill Hyrax. There's the family again. Yeah. The kids. Anybody chill? Hey, you're chill. Hi. 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 What's up? You want a leaf? No? It's the problem is this is like 4 feet tall and I'm 6'5". It's hard to get down here and talk to these guys. Hi. Leaf delivery. God dang it. I'm trying to entertain people on YouTube. What are you doing? Do you want to leave? And there's another one way back there. Oh, they also poop on this side. When it's raining, they all poop here. But the smell doesn't get into my house, and the smell's not really that bad. Hey. Hey, poopy head. Where's the one that wants leaves? I can't tell you apart because you're all pretty much freaking identical. All right, I'll try. Can you allow me to be close? Can you allow me to be close? No? No? You're pretty cool right now. Do you want a leaf? Yeah? Here. Hey. It's like one of your favorites, I know it is. There's no reason to whisper, but I am. Here. Oh my gosh, it's so disappointing. Oh, whoa. Look at you, blending in. Hi, kiddo. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. This one looks like he's got a screwed up. Oh, I know you. You have the screwed up eye. Yeah. You've been through some battles. Yeah, you have. Goodness gracious. Look at that. I think that's a big, calm dude. Glad you're here. I don't think you want a leaf. Are you waiting to use the toilet? Is that what's going on? This is kind of the toilet spot. Hey. 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 Sorry, I've not been reading the comments. Okay. Are there any predators that the Hyrax should worry about? Yes, all of them. Everybody eats Hyrax. That's the problem. Snakes eat them. Eagles eat them. Big cats eat them. Mongoose eat them. And yeah, just like every predator that likes meat eats these things. I'm guessing they're delicious. But yeah, that's a huge problem. Like, everybody eats them. I'm tempted, you know, they look delicious. Well, look at that. I like potatoes. I like meat. Meat and potatoes, boom, right there. Yeah, dude, Owen, they used to like me. Fame has changed them. What happened was I stayed in town a lot, so I stayed away from here. And while I was away from here for a few months, an eagle moved in and started wiping them out. And then a bunch of cats moved onto the property, started wiping them out. And so like all my buddies like didn't make it. It's like this whole generations of ones that knew me, they just didn't survive, except for one. Would you say that Kenya is the best country to see them, or South Africa or Saudi Arabia? I don't know, man. No idea, because, I mean, I see the videos of those guys in South Africa where they're like on the beach and they're used to tourists, so they're jumping all over tourists and begging from tourists. That seems pretty fun. And these guys here are pretty well scared of people. I've never seen, no, there's a few places where they are cool with people, tourists. But I've never been to them. I've just seen video. But Kenya's great. I mean, the bed and breakfasts here on my property, or our property, or the property I live on, are fantastic. So that's a good place to come stay and just be amongst them, sort of. But in terms of interaction, I would go to where all those viral videos are of people actually like hanging out with them. That seems like the place to go, because it'd be easy. Like, you'd have to spend so much time trying to befriend these guys to hang out with them, or you just get this exact experience where you're kind of looking at them from a distance. But there's a couple of resorts around Kenya that, yeah, you can really see them a lot. Yeah, people hunt Hyrax because they're dorks. There's no story behind the bottle wall. Building with concrete and bottles is sort of like a thing that people do around the world. There's a Buddhist temple made out of this. It's just a way to recycle glass and take up mass to create a wall. And it does have some amount of structural stability. So guys will make bottle walls all around the world just to use up glass bottles and use less resources or fewer resources when it comes to the concrete. And it looks kind of funky. I mean, you have to be kind of into funky stuff to do that. Look at this, isn't that cute? Big one. So this one here is almost the size of an American football. It's a little bit shorter. Oh, dude, you want me to ship one to you? Yeah, just send me your address. I got a box, I can put some holes in it. Can I feed you? I still have the leaf. Everyone would love it if you ate it. Don't run away. Don't run away, just be chill and be happy that a leaf is being delivered to you and you don't have to go get it. Oh, we have a sniff, rejection. There's some noises in the distance. Yeah, that one's small. I hear hip hop. It's a bus. In the distance, buses here are really, 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 really loud with stereo systems and hip hop. Yeah, the flies are weird. It's because it's by the toilet. Like I'm standing like on their poop almost right now. All right, dude, it's time for you to eat this. Just do it. You know you like it. Don't be weird. I'm gonna stick it in your nose. I can't believe he tolerates this. Yeah, the flies in this area, it's kind of weird. It doesn't, it makes it kind of gross, but it probably depends on the state. Wild animals have various levels of, I don't think it matters. I don't think there's anything specific to hyraxes. It's just like whether or not you can have a wild animal as a pet. It varies by state to state. Where is the one that likes to eat from me? You all look the same. I'm speciesist. They all look the same to me. Is there anybody down here? Anybody back? Any fuzz butts back? Where's that one? No? Gosh darn it. I really wanted to feed one. I know people who pay $2,000 for the meat. Yeah, you should. I mean, they're great, but I think there's some moral issues with, you know, ripping an animal from the wild to domesticate it for your pleasure. It causes a chain reaction in impoverished countries where illegal behavior then becomes profitable. And so the poorest of the poor end up being the ones who capture the animals at great risks to themselves. So it would happen if you paid $2,000 and you're getting it who knows how. Odds are the vast majority of it goes to the broker who sold it to you, and he's paying like maybe $10 or $20 to a native person who lives out in the forest, who will risk their entire family's, like, because it's illegal, they'll have to, like, you know, grab them out of the middle of the night, and they won't care how many die because they don't necessarily care about them. So if he tries to capture 5 and 4 of them don't make it, but one of them does, he gets 20 bucks. In the meantime, he's breaking the law. So if they're somehow caught, the broker can probably just blame the village person who went into the forest to capture them, and that person goes to jail or gets fined and loses like several months worth of money to feed the family. And the hyraxes are displaced. Like none of this is a pleasant process. So it's I get it. I know naturalists and like evolutionary biologists who like, hey Darren, if you can get me a hyrax, I'd love to have one. And I'm like, I'm not gonna steal one from its mother. And the other thing is, like, in the process, who knows how many will die that don't make it as babies. But yeah, you're creating a market for behavior that's high risk and has no care for the animals. and probably will ruin various families of animals. Now, if there's like a zoo in Japan that has some dork like selling them out the back door, all right, that's kind of cool. like there's no one, like they probably get better lives than living in a zoo. If that's the lineage, and then the guy's probably just making some pretty good money. And you're not like ruining a wild family. So like if you knew like a corrupt zoo official, like that's what I would do. I would just like, you know, yeah, it's the way to go. Like, find some like disgruntled zoo worker and poach him out of the zoos, man. That's what I'd do. But getting him out of the wild, God, it's probably brutal. It's gotta be. I saw a cage out here once. Someone was trying to trap him out in the gorge. I was like, who the hell? I think we grabbed the cage and like destroyed it, but like someone was trying to like entice them and grab them. So clearly there was something going on fishy for a while. Dude, I could shroom with them. I may have ones. There might be video evidence on my Instagram page of that, maybe. Hard to say. That peacock's going, yeah, it's a good yawn. See that? Holy crap, I've been out here for 45 minutes. I need to put on clothes and have some coffee. Maybe not in that order. They're not part of the rodent family. They are not rodents at all, not even close. These guys don't eat meat. They only eat leaves. Everyone else, you can tell, mine what they are, because I'm tired of it. Do shrooms in a room with them when we get Neuralink. Yeah, dude. Oh, I don't have work? It's Sunday. Yeah, man, that's why they don't smell bad, because they don't eat anything except for leaves. They just eat these things. And they eat a lot of them. That one that died, they got killed by a dog last week, if you saw my story. We found half of him. He was still warm. It just happened. That dog just ripped it apart. And my buddy was like, yeah, I think this is a pregnant mom. It's so big. And I was like, oh, crap. Like, is there a baby in there? And so I did a little amateur dissection, and it was just freaking filled with leaves. That Hyrax had been like fresh, green, bright leaves only in its stomach. It was not a mother. It was a boy. We found a wee-wee. And so, yeah, dude, not only do they eat leaves, they eat a lot. Squiggy would eat like 100 leaves in one sitting, just munch, 100. Up to 130, I think, was the highest number she ever ate in a morning. And that's when she was like this size. Like literally, she was little like this one. She would eat 130 leaves in one go. I'd carry her around, and she would, she'd point to sort of look at her favorite leaf, and I'd bring her close to it, and she'd munch it. All right, so I guess I'll save this video, and maybe I'm really struggling to get monetized. I've only got like 1,500 watch hours, but if I get to 4,000, then YouTube will pay me, and that would be nice. So hopefully, guys, watch this video. Anyway, I may come back later, but thanks, guys, for watching. It's very nice of you to like be interested. I'm really glad that people like Hyraxes as much as I do. And I'm really fortunate to live with them, even if they do bounce on my roof at 6 a.m. But yeah, it's really, really cool that other people have caught on to how super duper duper awesome they are. So let's see if I can zoom in on that nose. Zoom in. Zoom in. I got the ProRax. Yep. It's a pretty good face right there. Thanks, Owen. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Scuba Steve. Thanks. Have a great day. How do you turn this thing off? Just push X. All right.